Hi there, my name is Terry Smith. I'm the owner of Adorable Deco Decor, where we make and sell wreaths and other types of home decor. I also work toward inspiring others to make their own designs through my Facebook Lives, through my blog at adorabledecodecor.com, and through my wreath making courses. Like I said, I had a request to show how to make, or how I make wreath hangers, and so I thought I would go through that tonight. So wreath hanger, okay? Let me get my needle nose pliers here. And the first one I thought I would show you is how I put a hanger on a grapevine wreath. And yes, this is a white painted grapevine. I normally would not use the brown rustic wire, but this is what I use for my wreath hangers. I've been doing so many evergreen wreaths, I know it's kind of hard to see with all, with the dark color, so I thought I'll go ahead and I'll do the white grapevine and use this brown wire, and then maybe you could see what I was doing. But this is a heavy gauge wire. You can get it at Michael's, you can get it at Hobby Lobby. I don't know if Joann's has it or not. Now Hobby Lobby calls it grapevine wire, not rustic wire, but grapevine wire. But I like to use this as a wreath hanger. It also is handy if you're making lantern swags. You can make a real long, cut and give them a good hanger that they could even wrap this around the banister or something like that if you were doing a lantern swag. And then whenever I'm selling bows, I also use this instead of pipe cleaners or wire, because that way they can get multiple uses out of that bow. Because sometimes they're using it for a tree topper, sometimes they're using it again to put on a lantern or maybe an outside light post, something like that. So they need something a little bit longer and a little bit more substantial. So now if you're going to use it for that purpose, the ends of it where you cut it, it will fray, okay? But what I do, I just take my glue gun and I just run, I put a little bit of glue on about the last inch, and then I just kind of wrap it around there until it firms up, and that kind of seals that end, okay? All right, now for my wreath hangers, I usually cut off, anywhere from, 16 inches or so. Get you a good amount so that you're not struggling, okay? All right, I'm going to zoom in here. So hopefully you'll be able to see. Now this is a grapevine wreath, and pretend like this is the side of the wreath that's facing away. Whoops, let me get a little bit bigger there. Pretend like this is the side of the wreath that's facing away from you. Like this is going to be the front of the wreath here, okay? This is going to be the back of the wreath, the one where you're going to hang against the door, okay? All right, and what I like to do with the rustic wire, like I said, it will fray. So I just take my needle nose pliers and I just run it right straight up through there. Get a good amount of the grapevine, okay? And then I open up my needle nose pliers and I just pull it through. Okay, now if you try to just push it through there, you'll get it through there, but it's going to ravel this end, okay, and you're going to end up with all this material is going to be up in here, okay? All right, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side here. Now one thing, you want to make sure that you're not going through the same plane that you are with the first one, okay? You're going to want a little bit of different path up through there, because otherwise it's not going to stay, right? Okay, now I'm going to open this up. Put it back in there. Then I'm just going to grab it down, okay? All right, and then I've got it looking like this. And then I just take them up there, up through here. Twist it through a couple of times. Okay. All right, I got a little carried away. I got a little bit too much of the wire here, but let me clip off just a little bit here. But like I said, it's better than to have too much than to battle with having too little. Okay. Now I'm just going to take these and I'm going to tuck these in here. Okay. Tuck those down in there because you don't want your customer to run their hand up here and then poke themselves with that wire, because it's a pretty stout wire. I'm not really sure what gauge it is. I'm going to guess it's probably at least a 16 or so. Okay. So now that's a nice wreath hanger. Okay. So anyway, that's the way I do my wreath hangers for a grapevine wreath. Okay. All right. Now I want to show you another one. Now, and I do the same thing with an evergreen wreath. Now the one difference, I like to use these evergreen ties if I can. If I don't have my green, I've got some green rustic wire. I'm out right now, but these are another good alternative. Now here is another thing. If you don't have rustic wire, you can always use floral wire, but make sure it's a good heavy gauge, like a 16, or this is an 18 gauge wire. You could also use a pipe cleaner. Okay, I used pipe cleaners for a long time, but I just think the rustic wire I thought looked a little bit more professional, especially when you're doing a lot of grapevines. So, all right, now one other thing I wanted to show you was, you know, they're teardrop swags, and a lot of times they'll come with either no wreath hanger, or like this one. This one just has a little bitty, see that little bitty stub there? You would either have to hang it on a nail or something. Can you guys see that? All right, so anyway, so like I said, a lot of the teardrop swags do not come with a hanger, or they come with this little bitty thing with that you can just stick on a nail. Well, you know, a lot of people don't want to put either a screw or a nail in their door. They usually want a wreath hanger or something more fancy. So if you've got a teardrop swag and it doesn't have a hanger, all you got to do is take these top two ties here and just make it however big you want. I'd probably bring it over like this so you can kind of blend it. Instead of doing it like this at the top, I would probably bring it down. Can you see that? Bring it down and tie it over here with just those first two ties. Okay? And then that's going to give you a good sturdy wreath hanger. Okay? You can make it however size, you know, whatever size you want. But I always recommend making a wreath hanger. You guys have probably heard me say before, I've even had times, you know, it helps the customers, number one. Number two, I just feel it's, you know, if they're paying good money for a wreath, then they deserve to have some way to hang it. But it helps the customer too, because a lot of times they don't know which side's up. And I know that because I've even had wreaths with wreath hangers on them that customers send me pictures and they've got it hung upside down. So there's that. So, all right, well, you guys, let me know if there's any other questions. Thank you so much for your time, for your opinions. Okay, I'm going to get off of here. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.